In the advocate's original claim, she proposed that the United States government should make a stricter gun reform to avoid the use of mishandling guns. The blame was placed on the federal and state governments as well as the American people, and the cure suggested mandatory mental and criminal background checks before all gun purchases. I believe that the advocate's cure to require stricter background checks and regulations is not the answer to the problem. I also find fault in the evidence supporting who is to blame. The advocate used a quote from Benjamin J. Newman and Todd K. Hartman to imply the ignorance of NAR Executive Vice President Wayne LaPierre for saying, "The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun," implying that guns shouldn't be so easily accessible because we shouldn't fight guns with guns, leaves me to ask the question, how would you fight off a gunman then? Because I think that we can all agree that if someone's attacking you with a gun and they have the intent to kill, that fighting them off without a gun is probably not going to go in your favor. So if we aren't supposed to fight guns with guns, what are we supposed to fight guns with? Another issue that I found with the blame is in the next example, referencing the bill that was passed in Tennessee by Governor Bill Lee, that all participants can purchase a gun without a permit. This entire example says that it's a problem for this bill, but it fails to mention the fact that the law already mandates the fact that you need a background check and documentation of every purchase of firearm. So to use evidence that there is no background check is faulty because there are already laws and regulations mandating this. The advocate failed to weigh the costs and benefits of the cure, but I feel like they would include that making it harder to obtain a gun oppresses the constitutional American right to bear arms. Not to mention that if we make it so less people can get guns, we make it harder for people that solely rely on hunting to eat or farmers that want to protect their livestock. There's also the issue of travelers and backpackers needing protection against wild animals or bad people. Making it harder for people to get guns overall is not the way that we should go about the issues with mass shootings and suicide. I feel like there are better ways to avoid these discrepancies, and that taking away people's constitutional right or making it harder for them to go through with their constitutional right only dispowers us as Americans.